All right, guys, so this video is for Visco for Chloe. I hope I said that right, who left in the comments a question about a video to do or to do a video about trying hard to be perfect for your parents, but you keep getting let down. So I will say this, my dear, you are perfect. You're so fucking perfect that you don't need anyone's approval, including your parents. Now, that is the Start Loving Life with Connie version, which is the true version, but I'll give you a little background just so you kind of know what's going on and you stop feeling bad about this and actually realize why this is actually a really good gift. So the first thing I want everyone to understand is that your parents have an agenda. And their agenda is to love you, but they're human. So what does that mean? It means a lot of times parents have this motivation for your success based on or through their eyes. So what that means is I've seen so often where you have a mom who played sports as a child that really didn't pursue it. And so now they want their child, you, to pursue that sport. Or a mom, and this could be a mom or a dad, where they had a lot of friends. So the fact that you don't have friends, they think something's wrong. Or on the flip side, they didn't have friends, so they want you to have a lot of friends. And so they put this pressure on you to live up to a certain expectation based on what they wished they did. Now, I will tell you, this is very, very common. So you're saying, wow, why do my parents put so much pressure on me to do X, Y, and Z? And a lot of times it's because they wish they would have done it when they were younger. Now, obviously your parents are living a different life. You're living a different life. So that's what I want you to do is I want you to stop being perfect for your parents. You don't have to do that. I want you to be perfect for you. And what that means is you feeling fucking amazing about yourself now. Do you understand that? Not based on your grades, not based on how many friends you have. It's about you. So dude, you are perfect, okay? Now, I want you to understand, like I said, what your parents' motivation is behind how they treat you. The other thing is your parents are human, right? So maybe your parents they have, provided they're married, or I'm just going to assume that. So we don't even know where they are in that situation, right? Is your mom happy? Is your dad happy? Do they have stress? Do they have stuff going on? Are they hard on themselves as parents? Because if they are, I'll tell you this, if your parent is hard on them, they can't love you in the way that you deserve. They just can't. And it's not even a bad thing. It's not even that they're wanting to hurt you. They don't have the capacity. And that's why everything I teach you in all my videos is about self-love, because unless you love yourself first, you can't give anything to anybody. And that is so true of so many parents out there. If your parent is hard on themselves, if they're not taking care of themselves, if they're in unhappy marriages, if they're in jobs they hate, if they have this stress and they're not feeling good about themselves, they cannot love you in the way you deserve. They just can't, because they're not loving themselves. And so that's why I don't want you to hold your standard of you being perfect for them. Because guess what? Today it's your parents, tomorrow it's a boss, tomorrow it's someone else, it's a partner. I want you to feel so good about yourself because you are fucking worthy. And I wish I could just throw up everything I know about life on whoever's watching this video, because you need to hear that. You are so worthy that you don't have to prove yourself. And I want you to understand that. And the more you start to own that mindset, it's the Start Loving Life mindset. It's the mindset I teach. Once you start to own that and practice that, you will realize that you will no longer hold yourself accountable by other people's opinions of you, including your parents. And I know that's really hard to hear, but I just want to add a little bonus. And I want you to hear this too, is that when we have parents that are not supportive, or we have parents that are really hard on us, I want you to say it's a gift, because when you learn how to feel good about yourself, regardless of what your parents think, that is where the power lies. And I'll give you a perfect example. I have very loving parents. They're very supportive. When I first started in my career, I worked in the makeup industry. I used to, when you go to Macy's and you see the girls behind the counter and they're selling makeup, that's what I used to do. And I grew and I got promoted in the industry and I made a lot of money, but I was miserable. I had migraines. I had neck aches. I was overwhelmed. I stopped liking my life. I stopped liking my job. And my parents knew this. And so fast forward, I had found a way to create a business, what I'm doing now. And I was going to quit my big paying job. I was going to quit my big paying job with health insurance, with, benefits. I was going to quit it. And do you know, my parents did not support me at all. They thought I was crazy. And at that moment in time, I felt so bad and so hurt that my parents did not support me, knowing how stressed I was, how unhappy I was. And what I later realized, and that's why I'm telling you, what I later realized was that my parents couldn't support me because they didn't know how. Because in their mind, they would never quit a high paying job with security. They just wouldn't. They grew up differently. And so for me, their child to be so flippant about doing that, it didn't sit right with them. Now, did that mean that was the wrong decision on my part? Hell no. It meant I had my own path and my parents had their own path. So it was such a great moment in my life where I discovered, wow, I got to really listen to my own intuition and my own gut and follow my own dreams, because I would have never been doing this. I would have never been talking to you, giving the advice that I know that works. I would have never had my own company. And it would have been if I was looking for my parents' support, or if I was listening to them and as far as what was success defined by. And so that's what I want you to understand. I've been where you've been, and there is such a big gift on the opposite side, because when you do learn your own approval and to feel good about yourself, regardless of your parents, who in essence, they do love you, when you realize that, that is the confidence that you want. And that's the confidence that's going to make you successful. And it's going to make you light years ahead of everyone else if you follow what I say. And that's about being true to you, feeling good about you, and never, ever needing to compare or prove yourself to anyone.